The MacBook Air, the 1460s. Does it have image? Then give me the screen. The screen only. Put that aside. Finish with iQuick Pay first. Okay. So this one has no backlight. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. That's a username. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So it's no backlight. Uh, let's see if we have keyboard backlight. Okay, we do have keyboard backlight. Yeah, that is keyboard backlight, but we do not have screen backlight. So let's see. Let's see what we have. So what you want to do is you want to take out the back cover. We're using a Pentilo screwdriver P5. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's check out basic measurements. Let's see what we have on the fuse. The backlight fuse, black over ground, multimeter to voltage mode, and then a red probe on one side of the fuse, 0 volt, and then the other side. Okay. Okay. So this seems like a blown fuse. So what we want to do is when you have a blown fuse in a situation like this, the first thing you want to do is you want to find out if you have a short on the other side of the blown fuse, because you want to know why the fuse blew in the first place. Okay, there's no short on either side of the fuse. The fuse itself is blown, and there's no short in the side of the fuse as well. Okay, so since we don't have a short, we can just put a wire across the fuse, and that should solve it. Uh, we can as well replace it. We can just can as well replace the fuse. And then another thing we can do is we can just put a wire across it, and that will address the issue. And if you choose to put a wire across it, make sure you use a very tiny wire. Um, Another thing we can do is you can just replace the fuse with another one. We don't want that in our way. And also we want to put something to protect the plastic shield so that it doesn't melt, because we don't have to take the board out to replace the fuse. So you mentioned give us the tip. You know, tip. Tip. Yeah, wait. A tape. Uh, yeah, that's brown one. You see that brown one? And just grab another fuse. See if the fuse is healthy. Okay, that's fuse is fine. Okay. What do you want to do with it, huh? What? Yeah, you said you want to avoid heat from the other side. Hmm. You see that? It's not good. It's not good. Why didn't you say something? Huh? Didn't you see that on the video? It's basically trying to avoid the heat. Okay. See if we have the fuse across. Okay, that's pretty much okay. Okay, let's see what you have. Hmm. Okay. So you don't have backlight. Let's see what we have now. Let's see. Yeah, but we see one day we should still see. Let's see what we have. Okay. Alright. Yeah, backlight board. Hmm. It's not boosting. So we are not boosting. Okay. Let's just quickly check with this. We may have to take out the board. Let's see why we're not. Backlight is not boosting. Hmm. Okay. The board has to go out because we are not boosting. So we want to find out why that is. And then just another thing we can quickly also confirm is just to be sure that the screen cable is not broken. Let's try a different screen. Let's try a different screen. Okay, we still don't have backlight. So yeah, just to confirm that our issue is not the screen cable. Um, we obviously now have to take out the board. With a blown fuse, you don't have to take out the board to address a blown backlight fuse. But in this case, we have replaced the blown fuse with a better one, but we still don't have backlight. Though the function of the fuse has been addressed, now we have input and output from the fuse, but we do not have um, backlight. What we see is there is no boosting on the backlight output. So what we want to do is we want to take out the board to see why that is the case. Okay, the board is out. Put the shell aside. Okay, so while the board is out, let's put this properly in place. Fuse. Okay, let's check the backlight circuitry. Okay, see, I'm just gonna show you guys what I saw. So, I'm just gonna show you guys. So the board number 880-00165. Where are you? 00165. 00165. 2015, 2017 Magic board. Okay, let's just open that. We do not see it among our recent. So that's the board. That's the board view. So initial issue we had was a blown fuse. This is the fuse. F7700 was blown. Now with F7700 blown, so F7700 takes PP bus voltage, and then that is pretty much the beginning, the beginning stage of the backlight circuitry. So here it says PP bus, and then the output of the fuse is PPV in SOSW LCD backlight fed. So without the if once the fuse is blown, it means the beginning of the circuitry is pretty much uh, uh, nothing is going to happen at the beginning of the circuitry. So I'm just going to show you guys why that is important, and what the fuse itself really do. So let's just quickly open up schematic for you guys to see. 0165. Yeah. Okay. So let's open F7700. So F7700. Now, you guys will see that F7700. This is your backlight circuitry. I'm just gonna zoom that out. So PP boss SLCD backlight. Now this is your backlight circuitry. So here it says what? It says LCD/keyboard backlight driver. So now here you have your E7750. This is your keyboard backlight connector, and then this is your keyboard backlight driver and the detection. So here this is E7750. This is where you have your keyboard backlight driver and detection on this section, and then this is the screen backlight, which is LP 8550. This is what generates your keyboard backlight. This is what takes the so this is where the DC to DC boost takes place, and then you have PP bus. Now, the beginning of the circuitry itself, it's here, PP bus. So this is where the circuitry begins. If you do not have power here on pin 1 of F7700, nothing will happen. You will not have backlight at all, because the power needs to come through your fuse, and then it goes through the fuse, and this MOSFET here, this FET here is supposed to open. So this is a voltage divider, and you obviously have the EDP backlight EN. You have the backlight platform reset L signal as enable. Now the voltage, this two will act as a voltage divider. Now once that condition is met, once that condition is met, you will find the fuse, the power from the fuse will go through this FET. Then you will have an output, which is going to be your PPV in underscore SO LCD backlight. Now, if this is not present, just like what we had now, then definitely nothing is going to happen, because if you see here, the output here says PPV underscore source LCD fed. That will be an output from the fuse. Without the fuse having output voltage, nothing is going to be. And if you don't have anything here, there is nothing for the U7701 to work on. So basically, here, if you look at this, the inductor here, now after the voltage has been the maximum output that this circuitry will produce is going to be 50 volt, but that will be after the switching has taken place, and you have a DC to DC boost taking place here. So without your fuse, the input voltage of your fuse, nothing, this will not be able to do anything. So which is why we have to start from here. Now this, we did replace this, and then we're fine, but we still do not have, so we do have power going through it. This opens fine because we have power. But if this doesn't open, we will not have power on our backlight output, which is your your PPHV underscore SOS underscore SOSW underscore LCD backlight. We do have power here, but we're not boosting. So we have the same power that goes through, that is coming through from the fuse. Is the same voltage that you are having here. It needs to be boosted in order for us to have backlight. So what we did find now when we opened up the board. So this is U7701, which is your LP8550, is this chip here. So what we found, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that, is the pin 5, which is the feedback, the feedback pin. If we check here, pin 5. So there's a bit of a liquid underneath it, and it has obviously affected the pin 5. I can see a bit of liquid there. So that is the feedback pin. A5 is the feedback pin. Now, the reason why we're not having backlight is because the feedback pin is distorted. So what that means is U7701 is unable to is unable to confirm what is happening. It's unable to see what is happening, and if it doesn't see what is happening, the amount of voltage that it's producing, then the chip is going to shut down. So it doesn't have any form of feedback to the output, to the voltage backlight output. So that is why we are not getting the boosting taking place. So what we want to do now is we want to remove U7701 and then replace with another one, and then that should address our issue. I'm going to remove that. Are you able to see that or no? Okay, so if you guys can see, it's liquid underneath the chip. This is why we don't have a backlight. So what you want to do first and first, you want to clean that section. Okay, clean the section to prepare it for another chip. Okay, now that is done, let's grab another chip. We can get one from here. We have a donor board here. Take it from here, or we can also take it from a 2012 board. Yeah, we can get a 2012. Can get one from a 2012 board. Yeah, can get one from an 878, 2012, 2011, 2012. Let's see this. Let's there's the same chips. Okay, let's try this one. Now, orientation, we have to orient it this, so we flip the board this way because the pin 5 on this is on this side. So it's important that the chip is oriented and properly, otherwise the chip will not work. This is a 2011 board, but the chips are the same. That's it. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. The chip itself is fine, even though it does have liquid on. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we can use this. Let's see. If it doesn't work, we can just replace it. Okay. Okay, let's test it first before we do our final cleaning. Grab our screen. How far with the MacBook Air? So you finalize it and put it aside, yeah? So that machine had no drive, correct? Okay. You can just inform him that the 13 inch is it's put together so that he has been working us on that machine. Does he have any other machine here? The 13 inch is Pro, but he's not giving up. You can also confirm from him if we have a go ahead on that. Okay, let's see now. Uh, let's see. We apply power to the board. Let's see if we have image and backlight eventually, but if not, we just replace. Okay, no backlights. Let's just put in another one. That didn't work. Take that out and then put in another one. Okay, let's grab another board. Ah, 2012, 2011. Okay, we have another 2011 here. Let's hope this one works. Okay. This looks good. Yeah, looks good. Orientation. Okay. I need to know how it's oriented. Now that it's lost, I need to clean it to see what the pin one is. Let's see, because orientation is important on the chip. We need to know how it's oriented. Okay, what I'm gonna do is hmm, the orientation is last. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what we have to kind of gamble this. We'll try the four sides and see, because I can't really figure out the orientation because the markings are very blurred. So what we'll do is we'll kind of gamble it out and see. Okay, so let's clean it out and see if we can get the markings on the chip. Hmm. Okay. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we'll flip it again until we get the direction right. Uh, yeah. Let's see what you have. Hmm. Okay. This seems to be clearly a wrong orientation because the bird doesn't even start. Uh, okay. Let's just see if we have power in the board. Do we have power? Yes, we do have power. Are we in SO? Yes, we are in SO. So let's flip the chip. So that's definitely not the orientation that we need. Let's flip it. Let's see if we have power to the board. Okay, we have power. Let's test now. See if chip is oriented properly. If not, we flip it again. Keep flipping it until we get back to direction. So this is because we can't actually see the markings on the chip. There should be an indication of the small dot on the side to indicate pin 1. But because this chip, it's difficult to let's see. Okay, yeah, orientation is fine. So that is orientation, and as you guys can see, that's our backlight. Okay, so this is now gonna go to the. It's just need to clean that out. Uh, Clean it, and board will be tested, and client can connect. Uh, just let me to clean the area that we want. So, I mean, as you guys know, the backlight repair, and just like every other repair, there is no one way to do it in terms of, oh, this is what you do to fix no backlight. So the way to do it is to basically to fix what is wrong. So here we had two things wrong. The first one was the backlight chip itself. the fuse was blown. We replaced the fuse, but still we had no backlight, so we decided to take out the logic board to find out why. But before we took out the logic board, we did confirm that we are not there is no boosting taking place on the backlight output. So we went straight to the backlight driver, and then we could see some kind of um, liquid underneath the chip, which has affected pin 5, especially on pin 5 of the chip. And pin 5 is responsible for the feedback. Without the chip being able to see what is producing on output, the chip will shut down, which is exactly uh, the stated word. There was we did have 8.5, it's 8.56 on the back and output, but there was no boosting taking place. So we replaced the chip with another one from 2011. The first one we took out was not okay. So by the way, this is 1.8 and it's a 2017 logic board. So the first one we used didn't work. We got another one that was okay, but while we're about to replace it, after taking it out from Arduino board, it slipped and then we lost the orientation. So we had to put it in the best way that we actually saw it fit. It was difficult because we didn't have the markings on the chip were not evident, so we could not tell what which side of it is supposed to be pin one. Now, generally on these chips, you will find. Okay, I'm just gonna try to put this in because of the bend. So generally on these chips, you will find that the chip makers will put a small dot on the side of the chip to identify which is your pin one. But we couldn't really pick out any dot from it. I mean, we couldn't pick out the dot, so we did not really know which is the pin one and the pin five, obviously from the way it looks. So we kind of put it in however way we. So the plan was to basically flip it until we get the right until we get the right orientation. So we did the first one. The device didn't even start at all, even though we confirmed that the device was indeed in SO state, but it was not starting. So what we want to quickly do is we want to put the device together. So first thing what I want to do is I want to start by putting the screws first before I connect the cables. So just putting the device together myself, and then the guys can do the testing. Usually, I do not put the device together. The guys they put the device together and then they test it. So, but I'm just gonna put the device together because the cable is somewhat broken. I wanna make sure I fit it myself to avoid any type of further damage to the cable. So yeah, and then after the second try, we got the orientation right, and the device did start, and then we got our backlight fixed. So yeah, that was pretty. It seemed very straight to the point. It is straight to the point, especially if you are able to identify where you are, and where then from there you know the next steps to take. So screws are in. Now let's quickly connect the cables. And to be careful around the cable here. We don't want it to break, because if it does break, we have to open up the screen completely to replace the cable. Okay, so we're connecting the cable, speakers, keyboard backlight cable, trackpad keyboard cable. This is the webcam cable that's connected. The DC in jack cable is connected. Let's put that aside. Okay, this in jack cable is connected. iBot iBot cable connected. Okay, now we want to just wipe that slightly. Okay, now we want to connect. We want to put in place the antenna cable. Okay, battery needs the battery base, battery screws. What do you prefer? I'll check right now. Okay, I'm just gonna on the machines. Okay, I have a backlight. That's it. We do have backlight. I'm just gonna show you guys. That's the backlight. I'm just gonna quickly close the back, and that's it. It's a complete repair. Okay, that's our final screw. And yeah, this is just gonna cover the username. So yeah, pretty much that is a complete repair. Yeah, see you guys in the next video. Let's move on to another repair.